Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you both for being here today, and thank you for your service to the country. I represent the Big First District of Kansas, which is mostly the western two-thirds of the state of Kansas, except for the area around Wichita. Our water in Kansas comes from, of course, rivers and lakes, but we also have the Ogallala Aquifer, which is a big priority for us in our agriculture as well. WARDA 2024 made several common sense policy reforms to improve project delivery and identify areas of focus for the Corps to maximize public benefits. For Kansas, it's vitally important that the Corps is able to quickly and efficiently implement guidance and provisions from WARDA 2024 and previous WARDAs. And I look forward to hearing from you today on ways that Congress can work with you to help to achieve this. Just a handful of questions. First off, how will the Corps work with the EPA and the Trump administration to provide a definition of WOTUS that adheres to the precedent established in the Sackett decision? I know you referenced that in your testimony, but what's the latest there, and when do you anticipate a definition coming out, and what does that look like?
Congressman, thank you for the question, and you've identified a critically important issue. The term waters of the United States was included as the jurisdiction of the Clean Water Act as it relates to Section 404 in 1972, and since that time, there's been a lack of certainty and clarity about what that term means. And the Sackett decision by the Supreme Court in 2023 provides a law of the land that provides as much clarity as we've had since 1972 about that, this is an important issue for farmers and landowners in your state. And I would just say that we've taken action, President Trump's administration has taken action. In March, we issued interim guidance to adhere to the Sackett decision as the Corps of Engineers goes about doing its work in partnership with the EPA. We're in the process of issuing a proposed rule that will permanently enshrine the Sackett decision in the way that the Corps and the EPA go about carrying out their responsibilities. And so I look forward to this action, providing clarity and understanding to stakeholders across the country so that we can get to work. We can provide liberty and freedom to Americans as they go about doing what they do best, which is innovate and deliver on the economy.
I wholeheartedly agree and appreciate your work and efforts on that. That's impacts our farmers, our oil and gas producers, manufacturers, a lot of folks as well. So thank you. Second question: what's the status of implementing Subtitle B of WARDA 2024 to elevate water supply as a primary mission of the Corps?
Thank you for the question, sir. As you identify the three core missions of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers have been navigation, flood risk mitigation, and aquatic ecosystem restoration. Water supply winds up being a very important, especially in the western part of our country, an important part of the Corps' mission, and we have to work very closely with our partners at the Bureau of Reclamation within the states to make sure that we're keeping a close eye on water supply as we think about ensuring that communities don't experience floods and that we can quite often respond to natural disasters. And so water supply is already an important part of what General Graham considers as he's allocating resources that are held in reservoirs, and it's something that we've been focused on and will continue to focus on in light of WARDA 2024.
Great. And then last question. What's the update on the Corps' construction and maintenance backlog? Are there specific categories of projects contributing to the backlog more than others?
Congressman, I ran through the numbers of the authorized but unappropriated and appropriated but unexpended, and I would say that all categories, feasibility studies, construction, project engineering and design, construction and maintenance, all have issues, and these things take far too long, they cost far too much, and I'm committed to working with this committee and with General Graham and his team at the Corps to get at that problem. We can deliver more flood control, more water supply, more navigation for the country for less money and more quickly if we work closely together, and so I'm committed to that, sir.
I agree. Well, thank you both again for being here, and I yield back the balance of my time.